All right. So I thought I'd just make this quick video. It's actually not quick, it's fairly extensive. Uh, with me showing you how I do a deep cleaning of my track. Now, this doesn't happen every single time I do a cleaning of my track, but it certainly does happen with regular occurrence. So, what I'm using here, of course, is my tried and trusted scrubby from your local food store. Normally, you would put soap in the handle. Obviously, I have not done that. That would be ridiculous in this scenario. But what I do is I use it to push down on a paper towel that I'm spraying 99% isopropanol alcohol on. The reason why I use 99 instead of what is it, the other one, 80 or something like that. 99 is 100% and it cleans on the first go. It's extremely effective on taking the dust off the track.
It's showtime. This is Slot Valley!
So what I've done before this video is, and if you want to see what I've done to the track leading up to this video, I have other videos where I don't show me doing the extensive cleaning, but it does show me using the hand scrubby I'm using here. It shows me using that to clean the rails. Now I find that scrubby to clean the rails probably the best thing I've come across. Absolutely do not ever use sandpaper. That is an absolute no, and I'm sorry if you ever learn to do that. You need to unlearn it right now. Okay? First off, sanding, it's going to end up in your gearing and everything of that sort. And of course, eventually you won't have a rail to put a car on. But 100% sanding is a no-no. So of course, this is just a scrubby thing. Now, I have heard people say they don't like using the green, but as you can see right here, right now, the green is very worked. It's not new, it's not stiff like when it comes, when you buy it from the store. Green is pretty stiff, but once it's worked in a little bit, it actually holds enough stiffness to buff the rail. And what that does is it knocks any carbon loose and allows me to pick it up with what you're seeing me doing right now. Now, the only downside to using paper towel, in this case, I'm using cheap paper towel because our local store didn't have any good paper towel. But we got some cheap stuff here, and you can see it's falling apart a little bit onto the track because it's wet. Here's me picking it out now. Add a little more ISO. It's very dusty. Now, the good thing about ISO is it won't pull the rubber off the track. And if you know anything about racing, you get that groove, that rubber on your track, and you want to keep that there. That's the problem with silicone. Silicone will strip that layer of rubber off your track. Here's me picking some paint, a little bit of paint off the track. I thought it was the car was hitting that little piece there, but in fact it's that nail that's directly in front of that spot. I'll give it a little buff just to knock down any edge and then wipe it clean, of course. Always wipe it clean. See, there's the nails ripping the paper towel. Right there. Yeah, see that? And at the very top, On the other side, you can see the nail has caught the paper towel as well. So what I'm going to have to do is take my little Dremel and just sand down the heads of those nails.
I'm Batman.
So, you might have noticed I'm standing in the back of the track. So what I originally made the track, the super speedway, wasn't in mind. So I had no need, I didn't have to reach over anything. I could reach everything. I could actually set people up in the garage there in the background and stuff. And then I realized as soon as I put the super speedway on, I was in trouble, because I had no way to get into any of the area you're seeing me work on right now. I couldn't get back into that garage anymore, and there was no attention being paid to pit row there whatsoever. So when I made the super speedway, I had to keep in mind that I was going to have a way to enter that area. So what I did was I ended up just making it one single piece of this AstroTurf straight across. And it's not like the AstroTurf we're used to. It's more like this stuff you see at the very bottom here of the video. Very bottom right corner. That's actually it's got variations of strands in it, so it actually looks like it looks way more realistic than the AstroTurf. I mean, the AstroTurf is nice and it serves its purpose, but I wanted a little more realism, so yeah, I went with that, and it seems to work pretty good. It looks good on camera too. So here I am, I'm heading up the valley part. Now the valley, it's not like a ramp. I made the valley going down into it is just track and one track stand. It's not like there's something directly underneath it, so I have to be careful when I push down on it. And of course, my squeeze tracks are just on the other side of the valley there, where you see it going around the corner on the right. There's 2 squeeze tracks right after that corner. So yeah, I'm pretty much trapped in here. It's got me wedged pretty good. Figured I'd give the trucks a little buff. Being careful with the 100% isopropanol, because it'll take the decals off everything. Boy, I tell you, the best those trucks ever looked are right there. Oh man, that was a nice one. That's the Petty hauler. And you can see the Petty car over on the right there at the top right next to the Chi-Chi's sign. I don't know if you guys know Chi-Chi's. Here where I live, we had Chi-Chi's for a little while, but I think it was an even bigger thing in the States. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. There's the Exxon sign, the other one on the left. I bought them as a pair, brand new. They had rice grain incandescent bulbs in them. So obviously that had to go. I immediately switched them out with LEDs, and it made a world of difference. You can actually see the sign. It looks really cool now. A little more ISO. Sometimes I wish I never painted those lines on the track, but if you have a 4-lane track, you know that there has to be something there, or you're just not going to be able to figure out which car goes where. It's absolutely crazy. I remember when I first laid down this 4-lane track, I didn't mark the lanes, and wow, trying to keep track of where cars are supposed to be, or which lane they're supposed to be on, is absolutely crazy. So I'm off to the corner again, and that's that really tight corner. Okay, so here we are looking at the track from the front. This is me working on the right hand side, and you can see what I'm doing there with the scrubby and the cloth. Using the 100% ISO I find is the best because it takes off any residues or works good at, it's just fantastic at cleaning. I know everybody's got their own thing. I just wanted to let you guys know what I'm doing in case you're sick of what you're doing or you find your way a little too tedious. Sure, this is tedious, but I do this once a month, and it takes me about an hour. And here I've obviously broken it down for you guys. I left out the whole entire front side. I'm thinking you're pretty much getting the point now. But making sure it's clean is important, and there's two reasons. The first reason is you always want to have a nice, decent looking setup because, hey, most of us who are watching this video are adults now. And let's just say, living life like a dirtbag, I think, is a little beyond almost everybody who watches this. So we like to keep things clean, I guess, is what I'm trying to boil it down to. And of course, there's absolutely nothing worse than a car with dirty tires. If you just vacuum it, you're not getting that fine dust that the vacuum can't pull up. So what I do, what you didn't see me do here, is before I did all of this isopropanol stuff where I wiped the track down, I absolutely 100% go over it first with the scrubby. I scrub the rail down, then I go in there with the vacuum cleaner, and I have one of those little Shark Turbo things. Holy mackerel, it'll pull the hair right off your face. And then of course, the final step is I get in there with the ISO, and that's what you're seeing right now. It's just very labor intensive. It's pretty straightforward. It takes time. It's not going to happen right away. And the end result is absolutely fantastic. And I'll post a little footage. And I also did a live today too of me with the new Racemasters LED cars that I put lights on. Fantastic. Once again, thanks to Steve and Enzo at Stockpile Hobbies. Fantastic job, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Right on. Oh, the track looks better already. So this was the bridge that I built. I did the bridge build and then realized that I was I did the bridge build, but then realized that it was for a 2-lane setup. So I had to pull the bridge apart. Basically, I built the 4-lane, figured out where I wanted the bridge to be, and then just attached the bridge pieces to the side of the racetrack. It's absolutely genius. I yet still have to cover it, but I like the idea sometimes of it not being covered. That way you can see the cars go through it.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup. You want to go do
Slot cars in the garage?
Yup.